यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 Jamishpat Parmansa Parivradikatere Ashtottara Satarshi Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jamishpat Parmansa Parivradikatere Ashtottara Satarshi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhari Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Grantharaj Srimad-Bhagavatam Ki Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balarama Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter number 22, Text number, which one? 11. Tat Praticha Dvija Agriye Mam Tat Praticha Dvija Agriye Mam Tat Praticha Dvija Agriye Mam Shraddhaya Upahritam Maya Shraddhayopahritam Maya Shraddhayopahritam Maya Sarva Atmana Anurupam Te Sarvatmana Anurupam Te Sarvatmana Anurupam Te Grahamedhishu Karmasu Grahamedhishu Karmasu Grahamedhishu Karmasu Tat Praticha Dvijagriye Mam Shraddhayopahritam Maya Sarvatmananurupam Te Grahamedhishu Karmasu Tat Praticha Dvijagriye Mam Shraddhayopahritam Maya Sarvatmananurupam Te Grahamedhishu Karmasu. tat. Therefore, praticha, please accept. Dvija agriya, O best of the Brahmanas. Imam, her, Shraddhaya, with faith. Upahritam, offered as a presentation. Maya, by me. Sarva Atmana, in every way. Anurupam, suitable. Te, for you. Grihamedhishu, in the household. Karmasu, duties. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Therefore, please accept her, O chief of the Brahmanas, for I offer her with faith, and she is in every respect fit to be your wife and take charge of your household duties. Kindly repeat. Therefore, please accept her, O chief of the Brahmanas, for I offer her with faith, and she is in every respect fit to be your wife and take charge of your household duties. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The words Grihamedhishu Karmasu mean in household duties. Another word is also used here. Sarvatmananurupam. Sarvatmananurupam. The purport is that a wife should not only be equal to her husband in age, character, and qualities, but must be helpful to him in his household duties. The household duty of a man is not to satisfy his sense gratification, but to remain with a wife and children, and at the same time attain advancement in spiritual life. One who does not do so is not a householder, but a Grihamedhi. Two words are used in Sanskrit literature. One is Grihastha and the other is Grihamedhi. The difference between Grihamedhi and Grihastha is that Grihastha is also an ashrama or spiritual order. But if one simply satisfies his senses as a householder, then he is a Grihamedhi. For a Grihamedhi, to accept a wife means to satisfy the senses. But for a Grihastha, a qualified wife is an assistant in every respect for advancement in spiritual activities. It is the duty of the wife to take charge of household affairs and not to compete with the husband. A wife is meant to help, but she cannot help her husband unless he is completely equal to her in age, character, and quality. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanachalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mokam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. The conversation between Kardama Muni and Swayambhuva Manu is continuing. These are words spoken by Swayambhuva Manu. What is Swayambhuva Manu saying? In the previous words, he has explained to Kardama Muni that his daughter Devahuti had heard about Kardama Muni from Narada Muni. And from the time she heard about him, she had fixed up her mind that she wanted to marry Kardama Muni. So, in order to convince Kardama Muni, because Devahuti and Kardama Muni had never met, Kardama Muni did not know who Devahuti is. Therefore, Swayambhuva Manu was trying to convince Kardama Muni that his daughter is a suitable person to marry him. He explained how Devahuti is his daughter and her two brothers are Priyavrata and Uttanapada, great kings who are famous everywhere. Naturally, being born in such a high noble family, it is expected that she will also have such noble qualities. And then he also mentioned in the previous verse that she has fixed her mind upon Kardama Muni. So not only was she qualified, she also wanted from her own side. Because first of all, Swayambhuva Manu is coming to Kardama Muni and offering his daughter to her. Kardama Muni may say, I don't know about your daughter, what kind of woman she is, because my goal in life is to progress in spiritual life. So will your daughter be ready to, will she be of equal character and quality to be able to support me in my spiritual life? I don't know. So how can I marry her? That is why first Swayambhuva Manu explained that she is from a great lineage. So she is from a noble family, and so naturally she will be endowed with good qualities. Being born in a noble family, she will also be trained like that in particular character, particular values in life, like that. And then Kardama Muni may think, okay, your daughter may be of good quality, she may be from a good family and she may have good character, she may have the values to be able to accept spiritual life. But does she really want to marry me? I am a sage, I am living in the forest, and she is a princess. She has been born and brought up in royal opulence. Will she want to lead an austere life? And I am not a king, I am not wearing silk clothes and perfume and surrounded by so many servants and all that. So will she like? So Swayambhuva Manu, to address that, he is saying that she has herself decided that she wants to marry you, having heard about you from Narada Muni. So the context is set. And then he is further, Swayambhuva Manu here, he is saying that Imam, this girl, because Swayambhuva Manu and his wife, they have brought Devahuti right there. So she was right there with them. So he used the word Imam. Imam means you are referring to a girl who is very close by. If you use the word Sa also means she, Imam also means she. But then Sa means, when you use that word, that means she is far away. Suppose Swayambhuva Manu had left her in the palace and come himself, then he would have used the word Sa. She is there in the palace, but I am talking about her. But since she was right there with him, he used the word Imam, which indicates proximity. So Imam, this girl. Sa means that girl. So this girl means she is right there. If the girl is not there, you will say that girl, that girl whom I am talking about. Similar way. So Imam, Sarvatmana te anurupam. Sarvatmana te grihamedishu karmasu anurupam. Anurupam. Anurupam, when it's in feminine gender, anurupa becomes anurupam. So dirgha. So she is in every respect, Sarvatmana te grihamedishu karmasu anurupam. In every respect, she is fit to be your wife and take charge of your household duties. Tat praticha maya shraddaya upahrutam. Therefore, please accept her, for I offer her to you with faith. Shraddhaya, with a lot of faith. Faith that you will accept her. The word used by him, Swayambhuva Manu, is Upakhritam. The word meaning given is offered as a presentation. Upahara means gift. Upakrita means I am gifting her to you. So, recently in India, I think it was Madhya Pradesh or some state like that, one shocking incident came to light. A man, he was visiting a godman, so-called sadhu. And this man had received some blessing from him, whatever, somehow he had developed faith in him. And this man had a daughter, young daughter, teenager. She was not even adult, I think. So this, some understanding between the two. So this man gave his daughter to the sadhu, so-called sadhu, not real sadhu, so-called sadhu. And this so-called sadhu exploited that girl for I don't know how many days, some weeks or months or whatever. Finally, the girl, not able to withstand the kind of difficulty she was going through, she went to the police and she lodged a complaint. The police took cognizance of this and they arrested that so-called sadhu. I think maybe the father also got arrested, whatever. Then this sadhu, he said, no, why are you arresting me? I am legally in possession of this girl. How? He produced a stamp paper document where the father of that girl is saying that out of my own volition, with my free will, I am gifting my daughter to this man. So naturally, the police were in a fix now what to do. So the matter went to court. And the court, they observed that a girl, a daughter, is not an object that you can gift to somebody like that. You have a gold coin, you can gift to somebody. You have some valuable possession like that, you can gift. But not you cannot gift your daughter like that. And so the court struck down the validity of the document. This document, they said, is all bogus. Simply for namesake, you have created this document. But otherwise, it is, it is natural, no? You are treating that daughter, that girl, like some sort of object or some animal to be gifted away and given away to somebody who will misuse it and who will mistreat her and sexually exploit her and all these kind of things. Naturally, when we hear of these things, people, they think that this is all the product of a regressive civilization. Because we come across these kind of incidences in the Bhagavatam and other Puranas, Itihasas, etc., where the father gifts the daughter. He gives the daughter in charity, dana, to somebody else. Like here, the word used here is Shraddhaya Maya Upahritam. I am gifting her to you. So is the daughter some sort of object to be given away? Woman is, there is no respect or dignity for woman. Is that the kind of culture that the Sanatana Dharma possessed? That's the question that comes. In fact, even in weddings, when a wedding happens in Sanatana Dharma, the father is supposed to do Kanyadaan. He has to donate the girl in charity to the groom. That is the procedure. So, when people hear about these things without proper understanding, over a period of time, what has become is that practice has become more of a ritual. People don't understand the significance. So people start questioning, what is the meaning of donating a girl? The girl is independent, she is working, she is having her job, and she fell in love with somebody, and she wanted to marry her boyfriend. What is this father giving and coming and giving away her in charity? What does that mean? So they say all this is archaic, these are all useless practices of some regressive civilization. So we should stop all this practice. And so nowadays, some people have, during the wedding, they say we don't want a Kanyadana practice. And so the wedding happens without the Kanyadana. And sometimes they say, why girl should be done Kanyadana, boy should be done Kanyadana. All these kind of things happen. How do we understand this? Actually, there is a deeper meaning to all this. When you combine these kind of incidences with the statement in the Manu Samhita which says, Striyam Swatantriyam Narhate, woman should not be given independence, and woman should be given away in charity. These kind of things, when you come across, you get a sense that in Vedic culture, in Sanatana Dharma, women are treated very badly. They are objectified, and they are treated without dignity. They don't have an independence to be able to decide their future for themselves. They cannot, the father is going to give her away in charity to somebody. So she does not have the right to choose who her life partner is going to be. So these are all the kind of impressions that we get. So if we look at the present example of Devahuti, Devahuti's father is Upahratam. He is saying, I am gifting her to you. Gifting her or donating her to you. But then, he is doing that how? Why? Because his daughter desired to marry Kardama Muni. He was respecting the wish of his daughter. When his daughter came to her father and told him that she wants to marry this so-and-so sage, Kardama Muni, the father did not object. No, he is just a sage. He is like a beggar, and I am a king. It is below my prestige to give your hand to him. He did not say any of those things. On the other hand, he personally took his daughter, and he is convincing Kardama Muni that she is the right person for you, and he is handing her over to him. You see the affection of the father and his respect for his daughter's choice. We can see this even in the case of Sati. Sati was the daughter of Daksha Maharaj, and she decided that she wants to marry Lord Shiva, because again she got attracted by the qualities of Lord Shiva. So Daksha Maharaj did not hold Lord Shiva in very high esteem, because Lord Shiva is always living in a cemetery. He is wearing ashes on his body. He is surrounded by all kinds of pishachis and ghosts, and he does not even have a proper residence. He did not approve of it, but still he respected the choice of his daughter, and he got her married to Lord Shiva. So, and there was a big misunderstanding between Daksha and Lord Shiva. Even despite that, he did not disrespect his daughter's choice. Okay, my daughter has decided she wants to marry him. Let me give my daughter in marriage to Lord Shiva. We can see from this, these kind of examples are also there, which indicate that the woman had the freedom. She had the independence to choose who her life partner is going to be. But then the women of those days would not depend on their own assessment to decide whom they want to marry. They would decide based on the descriptions of the qualities of that person by an authority, by an authorized sage. Like we are seeing how Devahuti also got attracted to Kardama Muni by hearing about him from Narada Muni. So hearing from an authority is a much better way of assessing a person than depending on one's own judgment, which may go wrong, because we have not seen the person for a long period of time, and the person, when we meet also, we cannot assess the personality very quickly, because the person can put on a kind of personality also, which later may prove to be false. So all such problems are there. So it's better not to depend on one's own judgment, but on the judgment of wise people like the sages and rishis. And here it is mentioned that Swayambhu Manu is telling Kardama Muni, Grihamedishu karmasu, she will help you in your household duties. So Prabhupada is explaining in the purport that there was no competition between man and woman. The woman would never compete. Oh, man is doing, I also want to do that. Just to display that I am also equal to the man. There was no such competition. In the Vedic, in the Sanatana Dharma, the duties would be equally divided. Household, the duty of the entire house would be divided between the husband and the wife. The husband's duty is what? His duty is primarily to take care of the spiritual advancement of both the husband and the wife. That responsibility rested with the husband. Not only that, vritti, to engage in some occupation and to take care of the livelihood of the family was the responsibility of the man. Now, when you say family, there are two aspects to a family. One is external to the house and another is internal to the house. When you say family, you have to live in some house. So, internally the house has to be taken care of, and there are some external things related to the family. So, external means you need some income, you need some protection for yourself, and you need to relate with the outside world. So, whatever was external to the house was taken care of by the husband. Internal to the house, taking care of the internal duties, responsibilities of the house was with the woman. Both were considered equally important, because suppose both the husband and wife, they are going out and they are earning money and nobody is taking care of the house. When you come back to the house, it will be so dirty, it will be so unkempt, you will only get diseases. Somebody has to take care of the internal things also. So both the husband and wife, it would be socially, this was the standard way of doing things. Standardization is very important, so that everybody knows what to expect of the other person. The moment a person gets married, the man knows what is his duty, the woman knows what is her duty. There is no confusion. Today's world, it's all confusion. Husband and wife get married, husband is expecting something, that this is what I will do and this is what my wife will do. Wife is thinking, this is what my husband will do, what I will do. Now both of them are not matching. So naturally there will be clashes, and when there is clashes, there will be disharmony, and finally it will end in divorce and separation. But on the other hand, if both of them from the beginning, if the duties, expectations, everything are set forth and both of them are clear, then the duties can be executed very properly, very nicely. But just because the woman has to take care of the house, internal matters of the house, does not mean that the woman has any less respect or dignity. So, we can understand that the position of woman was not considered any less than a man. In fact, the woman was accorded more respect than a man in the Vedic system. The honor of a woman was considered far more important than a man's honor. You can insult a man, you can dishonor a man, disrespect a man and get away with it. But if the honor of a woman is insulted, the punishment is very severe. And not only that, we have examples like Satyavati. Satyavati married Shantanu Maharaj. But after some time, Shantanu Maharaj died. And then their son, Vichitravirya, was supposed to take over the throne, but he also died at a young age. So then what happened? Satyavati became the ruler. She started ruling over the entire kingdom, because Bhishma refused to sit on the throne. So Satyavati had to take care of the affairs of the kingdom until Pandu was born and he grew up and he became of suitable age to rule over. So until that time, Satyavati only was practically ruling over. All the decisions were being taken by her. So you can see, woman is also, it's not that woman cannot have a position of prominence in the society. So then, what is the meaning when we say, Striyam Swatantriyam Narhate? Woman does not deserve to get independence. What is the meaning of that statement? On one hand, the Manu Samhita says, this is the law for the society. Woman should not be given independence. On the other hand, we have seeing here Kardama Muni, or rather Swayambhuva Manu, his daughter Devahuti, she has decided whom she wants to marry. And Swayambhuva Manu is taking her and getting her married according to her wish. So that is independence, no? Satyavati is ruling over the kingdom. Independence. So what is the meaning of this Swatantrayam Narhate? So in the Yajnavalkya Smriti, it is explained what it means to not give this Swatantriya to a woman. So in the Yajnavalkya Smriti, it states that Rakshet Kanyam Pita Praudam Patihi Putrastu Vardhakye. Woman, when she is a Kanya, when she is a young girl, she has to be protected by the Pita. Kanyam to Pita. Kanya has to be protected by the father. Praudam, when she is grown up, Patihi, the husband has to take care of her. And Putrastu Vardhakye. Vardhakye means in old age. In old age, Vardhakya, the grown-up son has to Rakshet, he has to protect the woman. So the word used is Rakshet. Rakshet means protect. So in her childhood, the woman has to be protected by the father. During her youth, she has to be protected by the husband. And in her old age, she has to be protected by her son. Now some woman may not have any of these three men in her life. Abhavastu jatayaha. In case a woman does not have these male personalities in her life, father is not there, son is not there, husband is not there, then jataya, then other relative men have the responsibility of protecting her. Evam swatantriyam kvachit strishu. In this way, the woman cannot be given swatantriya. So when it is said that striyam swatantriyam narhate, how is that principle to be applied? The principle is to be applied not by oppressing the woman and saying you have no decision-making power in the household or in your life. That's not what it means. The one has the decision-making power. She can decide whom she wants to marry. She can decide the affairs of the kingdom if need be. If the husband is not there anymore, if the king is not there, the wife can take over the kingdom and take all the decisions. So, Swatantriyam Narhate does not mean she has no decision-making powers. No, that's not what it means. So, this principle of not giving Swatantriya to the woman is actually not an injunction on the woman. It is an injunction on the man. That every man is a husband or a father or a son to somebody, some woman or the other. So, the injunction is on the man that as a man, Rakshet, you have a responsibility to protect your mother if she is old, your daughter if she is young, if she is still a child, and your wife if she is young. That means you cannot absolve yourself of the responsibility of protecting the women folk in your life. That is what the injunction is with respect to a man. In other words, you cannot say that my daughter is now 16 years old, go out of the house, do whatever you want. You can choose whomever you want, you do whatever you want with your life, I will not interfere. Man cannot say that. At every stage of her life, he has the responsibility to ensure that she is protected at all times and there is nobody taking advantage of her. So this is the responsibility given to a man. So in this way, the independence to the woman is not there. Swatantriya is not there. In the sense that, like a man, when a boy is born in a household, after 5 years of age, the boy is sent away to the Gurukula. The father and mother no more take care of him. He is handed over to the Guru. Whatever Guru wants, he can do with the boy. In the sense of how he feeds him, how he takes care of him, what education he gives him, etc. And after he comes from the Gurukula, the boy can take up whatever occupation he wants. It is left to him. The father will not interfere. Father is a merchant. Now the boy wants to become a sage. He wants to become a rishi. Father will not interfere. It's your life. You do whatever you want. That kind of thing you cannot do with your daughter. Daughter means you have a responsibility to ensure that she is protected. If the daughter is of marriageable age, she has decided, I want to marry someone, It's the responsibility of the father to ensure that that man will not exploit her or he will not cheat her. She will be protected by that man. That man has the requisite character to take care of his daughter. That is the responsibility of the father. And when the father comes and he is Swayambhu Manu here he is gifting or donating his daughter to the Muni, Karda Muni. What does it mean? That does not mean that he is, some kind of object he is taking and handing over. No. What it means is, whenever, according to the Vedic times, whenever I give something in charity to someone, the concept of charity is not what it is today. Today when we say charity means what? To some unqualified person, to the most wretched person, somebody is poor, somebody is lame, that kind of people, we do charity. Right? Somebody is very capable, somebody is very qualified and all that. We say, you are capable of taking care of yourself. Why do you need charity? That is today's understanding of charity. In the Vedic times, charity was primarily meant for qualified people. Okay, somebody is very sick and somebody is in very poor condition and all that. Out of compassion, one may give some charity, but such cases very, very rare. Because in the Vedic system, nobody would be a beggar, nobody would be poor, everybody would be taken care of in the society. So charity was given to qualified intellectuals whose only goal in life was progressing spiritually. Such qualified Brahmanas only would be given in charity. Nobody else would be given in charity. Everybody else would have to earn his own livelihood. Because a Brahmana would never take care of his livelihood, his only work in life was to study the Shastras and engaging in spiritual activities, and he would give guidance to the kings and to the society. So therefore, it was a collective responsibility of the society to give charity to such people and take care of them. And such kind of qualified Brahmanas also, they would never hoard whatever they are getting in charity. A Brahmana's primary qualification was, today whatever he has got in charity, he will spend that today itself. He will not keep it and save it for the next day. Tomorrow, again, his hand will be empty. Again, he will take charity and he will spend it. So this is the way a Brahmana would live his life. So he would get some grains in charity. He would cook for himself and his family. More grains are there. He would distribute it as prasadam to everyone. He will not keep it and say, okay, I got 2 kgs of rice today. I need only half kg for my family. 1.5 kg I'll keep for tomorrow. No. He'll cook the entire 2 kg and half kg he will have. Balance 1.5 kg he will give away as charity. So like that, even the person who is receiving charity also would give away like that. So you see how such qualified people only charity was given. So if I am giving in charity, it is my responsibility to ensure that he is qualified to receive the charity. That's number one. Number two, the person who is receiving the charity, there is lot of responsibility for him to use that object which he has received in charity very responsibly. He cannot misuse it for his sense gratification. Just like if a king were to give a cow in charity to a poor Brahmana, that Brahmana had to serve that cow and take care of her till she dies. He cannot then, okay, I got this in charity, sell her to a butcher and make money and enjoy life. He cannot do that. If he does that, that's all finished. He will be fallen from his position. The king will capture him, he will put him in jail and he will subject him to punishment. Whenever an object is given in charity, the receiver of that charity has got great responsibility to use that object very properly. So with these two perspectives, when we see Swayambhu Manu giving his daughter in charity to Kardama Muni, first of all, Kardama Muni is qualified. He is such a great personality who has had darshan of Vishnu himself by engaging in severe austerities. So he's not an ordinary person. So he is qualified to receive her. That is number one. Number two is, by giving her in charity, what is happening? Swayambhuva Manu is handing over great responsibility of protecting his daughter to Kardama Muni. He is handing over his responsibility to Kardama Muni. That is the meaning of giving in charity. So, in that sense, Kanyadana was a practice in the Vedic system, where the father is first, he has assessed and ensured that the groom is qualified to marry his daughter. He will guide his daughter spiritually and take every care of her, and the father is handing over the responsibility of protection of the woman to the groom. So in this sense, that Kanyadana was done, because Dana meant great responsibility. Not that I get in Dana, I can misuse it in whatever way I want. I can throw it, I can break it, I can destroy it, I can do whatever I want it. That's not the meaning of Dana. Today, Dana means some poor guy is there, you go and give some money in charity, he will go that, buy some alcohol and drink. What to do? I gave in charity, he misused it. No, I cannot help it. That's not the way in the Vedic times. If you know that that man is going to misuse your charity, you will not give in charity. In fact, if you give in charity and that man misuses, the sinful reaction will come to you, because you have given to an unqualified person. So, if a father gives his daughter to an unqualified person and that husband mistreats the daughter, then the papa karma will come to the father, because he has given her in charity. So, you see how it is. Such a big responsibility it is. It involves many things. When you are, the concept of Kanyadana involves, it's a very serious thing. It means the handing over of the daughter to a groom is a very serious thing. Marriage is a serious affair. Tomorrow the husband cannot dump the woman and run away. It's a very serious affair. Today marriage has become a ritual to show off, pomp and opulence. I am so wealthy, so I'll get a DJ, I'll get some celebrity to perform, and then have lot of lights and firecrackers and this and that, and showing off. After 2 years after marriage, the husband will dump the girl and run away, or the girl will dump the man and run away with somebody else. There is no seriousness involved. Whereas in Vedic times, marriage was a very serious thing. And so according to the seriousness of the activity, these various practices were involved in it. So we can understand from this that these are the kind of concepts that were involved in Sanatana Dharma. We have to understand these things, and without understanding those concepts, if we simply follow these things, it will become blind, fanatic following, which is what current day Hinduism has become, because of which we see so many discrepancies in the Vedic Dharma. If we really truly understand the basic, the fundamentals properly, then everything has very deep meaning, and it has got great significance. So that is how we have to understand these things. So I'll stop here. If anybody has any question, we can discuss. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna, bro. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Like in Vedic times, during the marriage time, it happens that sometimes king given many girls in charity.
Yeah.
And hundreds of girls. So how to understand in this?
So the girls are not given in charity. When the in a royal household, what used to happen was the princess would have many friends who would give her company and who would be assisting her and all that, who would be taking care of her. They would serve her. They would be maid servants, but they would be more like friends to the princess. They would be serving her in various ways, but at the same time, they would be like friends. Not that, like very lowly servants. Their servants, maid servants were not treated like that. So the princess would treat them like her friends, but they were meant for serving the princess. Now when the princess gets married to a king, all these friends would also accompany the princess, because the princess is leaving behind her household and going. She is leaving her father, mother, brothers, everybody and going. So she will be feeling lot of pain of separation. So if the friends also go with her, some amount of, okay, some people are there, known people are there with me, she will feel a little pacified. So that was the thing. So, and these girls also, these maid servants also, because they treat the princess as their friend, they would also not feel like separating from her. So they would also very voluntarily go with her. So it was like that. It was not like, sending some slaves and selling them and all. It's not like that. Voluntarily, the girls would go with the princess out of friendship. That is how we understand.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Hare Krishna. In Vedic times, the marriages also happen silently, like without pomp, like king's daughters getting married to Kardamani. It is
Depends. Depends. Sometimes there will be great pomp and gaiety and celebration also. In this case, because the marriage is happening at the ashrama of Kardamani, so nothing, he could not do much. So very silently, in a peaceful way, with all the rituals, yajnas and all, they would have done and completed it. But we have other instances also where if Swayambhu Manu were to conduct the marriage of his daughter Devahuti in his palace, then naturally there would be big celebration. Just like we see when Devaki got married to Vasudeva, big huge pomp and celebration and all that was there. We all know that. And Kamsa himself had taken the rein of the chariot and he was driving, and all music was playing and a lot of people, thousands of people are coming together. Unfortunately, there was an Akashavani and everything broke apart. So, but then those kind of instances also are there. There are a lot of, where the father can afford it and the circumstances also permit, they would do it in a grand way. Because that grandeur was also out of affection for the daughter, not for show off or display or something. Out of affection for the daughter, he wants to do it in a grand way, it doesn't sense. That's how it is. Similarly, those days, Stridhana, dowry, what we call dowry now today, in those days it was called Stridhana. That means it is meant for the Stri. It is meant for the wife. The father is giving some gift to the daughter because she is going away getting married, out of affection, out of love and affection. According to his capacity, he gives something and sends. In this case, there is no Stridhana given. But, it doesn't matter. In the case of Devaki getting married, big Stridhana was given. So many army was given in Stridhana. So many thousands of elephants, thousands of chariots and all those kind of things. According to the capacity, according to the circumstance, the king the father may give, but it was not compulsory. Just like even today, if a father is seeing his daughter getting married and he gives some gift to her, not a dowry, I want to give to my daughter something. After all, it's a marriage is a one time. At least in the Vedic times, it was a once in a lifetime affair. Now, how many times ever you want, you can get married in your life. That's a different matter. But once in a time affair it was. So the father also wants to give something as a gift to his daughter out of love and affection. He gives. So that's not forbidden, no. But over a period of time, like we mentioned about Kanyadana, this Stridhana also, it lost its significance. People forgot the reason for these kind of activities and it became a ritual. No, Stridhana has to be given. Without that, how we are marrying? Olden days, it was not compulsory. Whatever the father, if he loves his daughter more, he will give more. If he doesn't love his daughter, he will not give anything. Of course, that was never the case. Always the father would lovingly give something to the daughter according to his capacity and circumstance. Here, because Kardama Muni was a Muni and he was a Rishi and he was a sage, and the king had come to his place, so he was not carrying anything with him, so he did not give anything. It's understandable. So that's how we have to look at it. So these kind of practices which were there, whether conducting the marriage in a very grand way, these were all according to the love, and it was a display of one's love and affection only. Nothing was compulsory. Today, if marriage has to take place, even if the boy does not ask for dowry, he will say, where are you conducting the marriage? I want it in a grand way. All my friends will come. What will they think of me? Kardama Muni is not saying, all my friends will come and see my marriage. What will they think of me? Do it in a big way. No, those kind of things are not there. It was never for show, for showing off or a matter of social prestige. It was never done like that. So when you look at all these things from a perspective of social prestige, then it becomes all this Tridana, Kanyadana, all these things become a kind of ritual, and the marriage itself becomes a ritual, and it becomes a showy affair, that's all, without any real meaning. Understood, no? So we'll stop here. Grantharaj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.